I wanted to ask you. I wanted to start the podcast off with your brisket roasting over the weekend before we got into some video game talk. If you wanted to talk about that at
So
all, how did it
tired,
go, man?
so tiring, so stressful. Dude, I what I did was I woke up early Monday morning and I started cooking at probably like 7:15 and it didn't finish until like 4
Wow.
4:30 and the problem was it started raining. So it's like fighting the rain and I just was like it was a long day. It came out okay. Brisket's like the hardest meat apparently to like smoke. It came out
Okay.
decent. Like some parts were better than others, to be honest with you. I just think I was like fighting the weather a lot. So like it was the temperature swings were too much. So
I see.
I gotta yeah, I don't know. It was just dude, it was so much work. I was outside like all day just trying to get the thing to stay to temperature and it was just a nightmare.
And how important is that though? Like over the long run, like I'm sure, like if you're like a real serious griller or like smoker, that matters. But like, would it really matter that much? Like, because you're cooking for so long, I guess it could dry out if it's too high or something like that.
Well, the thing
Or
is
like,
that you
what's
don't want temperature swings a lot because that's like how it kind of yeah, it will not dry it out necessarily, but it won't have the same effect. It won't be as like tender, I guess you could say.
I see.
It really you want to like have it not fluctuate much. Like I actually bought one of those like master classes. I don't know how people like like they've been advertising
Yeah.
them
Oh,
all over.
oh my God, dude. Yeah, we got to hold on. I'm like adjusting some audio here. Yeah, so we got to talk about that, but keep going.
So
So you got.
I bought the master class from like that guy Aaron Franklin who's like owns Franklin Barbecue and
I think I've seen his is one of the ads that I've seen
yeah,
played. Like it's all about barbecue.
yeah, I really like that one and I've seen like shows with him, so I was like, "Oh, this one seems interesting." And like he like goes over a lot of stuff and he's like you can't let it he's like when you have large fluctuations in temperature it's really hard to troubleshoot like the other issues of like
Mm,
what you did wrong. So he's like if you had a lot of temperature swings he's like that's number one issue.
I see.
So I got to figure that out, but he does it like in the masterclass thing, which it's like expensive to pay for. It was like kind of overpriced, but he like does wood fire only and I was like, oh dude, like that's way more work. And he's just like sitting there all day. He's like, you just sit here at the fire all day, you need to feel the wood. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
Oh, so that's like
it's super
that's like
intense.
really really labor intensive
Yeah,
and
like I
like
don't
pretty
have
intense.
yeah, like it's my weekend, I don't want to like
Yeah.
do that really, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
unless you're like sitting by your pool and you have all day to kind of like tend to the fire,
yeah,
literally.
exactly. I don't that's just not like and how many times a year or I would even do that are so slim. Like I would like to cook more with the smoker, but it's just so labor intensive it doesn't seem worth it. But
Yeah.
like so definitely gonna try to figure out the temperature thing. I actually talked to Day Day. I was like, oh, I should just buy the smoker you have because it seems a lot easier. And he was like, oh yeah.
What?
Because I want to
And
enjoy my weekend. You know what I mean? You want to kind of
what?
set it for
Yeah. What?
a little bit.
Yeah. What kind of smoker does he have? He just kind of like sets it and forgets it, kind of
Yeah,
thing,
it's
or
like an
what?
electric pellet smoker, kind of like a Traeger, but
Oh, kind of like what Joe Rogan talks about
yeah,
using.
so very similar.
I thought you had a
Um,
Traeger grill,
so
didn't
the
you, or
Traeger
no?
I did have was like this Traeger I had was like the Scout. It was like a small portable one that they were making, and it was just Traeger's honestly not the best from reading reviews. This is way off topic
Interesting.
from
Maybe
video
they just
games.
have like a. That's fine. Maybe they just do. They have like maybe the best high end one or something because Joe
They
Rogan's
just
like
are the
always like
most
raving about it or
they're just the
something.
most expensive ones to be honest with you. They're like very fancy, but in
Mm,
reality, like they actually have are noted to have like the bigger temperature fluctuations.
I see.
Um,
Should get like really into that stuff.
yeah, like in reality, like the guy from Franklin Barbecue, he's like he's like I when he's like at the restaurant, I don't let it go up or down more than 5 degrees,
Well,
which is
that's intense. Yeah, that's pretty
yeah.
insane. That's
But he's
crazy.
like he's like 10 to 15. He's like you're okay. He's like once you start seeing like 25, 35 stuff like that, he's like you kind of get
That kind of makes
you're
sense
running a
though.
risk, and he start
Yeah.
getting more risk of like what's going on and stuff. So he's like over the grand scheme of things, if it's only happened like 2 times throughout the entire thing, it's fine. He's like if it's up down, never steady. He's like that's where it's an issue. But
I see.
so the Traeger actually fluctuates a lot. Apparently, they're not that
Well,
consistent with temperature, but the pit bosses seemed from reviews to hold temperature fairly well. And
interesting. Let
that's
me
what happened
ask you.
with that
So,
Traeger. It was broken. It was just like go to 400 and then back down to 180, then to 400, then to
Oh yeah, I
180.
remember you telling me that. Yeah, that's
It was
crazy.
like
You
super
can't have
effed.
that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
too bad.
that makes sense. So what's up with this masterclass? So if you guys are listening to this, I'm sure if you watch YouTube, you've seen like some commercials, and my opinion of just like looking at the commercials has been like, oh wow, this seems like legit at first, and then I was like, they're kind of like doing a lot of advertising. Like, is this weird? So then I went from like legit to scam to like it looks legit, but there's a lot of like serious people that are involved with it, like the people that are put their names on it, and like these people have to not access, they have to, blanking on the word, they have to like kind of estimate like if this is going to be bad for their brand. I don't know why I blanked out there. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
have to
Yeah, like Samuel
really
L.
think about before
Jackson's
they
on
do
it.
it. Yeah, so like, is it weird? Is it scammy? Like, what did it, like, you
No,
don't have to say
so
the price, but you said it was a little overpriced.
no, I mean, I'm weird and I like to do like learning stuff. Like I'll do coding and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know how you
Um,
are with that stuff. Yeah.
but like,
You get like, you dive pretty deep into shit like that. I mean, a lot
yeah,
of people do nowadays, but like you, especially, I've always commended you on that. Like, you go really deep into it.
yeah, I do a little too much, and like I should probably like have coding things that I haven't even finished yet that I want to finish. I just never. I don't know. PUBG
Yeah.
is life, but so like I just was like I really had an interest in learning it, and it was just something different. So I just was like, fuck it, I'll buy it, and it was interesting because like it's just videos, you know what I mean? Like, but the thing is that he's
It's like
really
premium
good.
YouTube videos. Yeah. So
It's
you're
pretty much
basically
just
paying for like the best of the best.
yeah, but you get like PDFs and stuff like that. Like for a barbecue one, I think it's good because I think there's like a use case, like you know what I mean? Like I'm learning to do something that I kind of find some enjoyment out of. But like there's ones like the master class with like Samuel Jackson like on acting. I just don't, maybe some people find that, but I feel like that's
Yeah, I feel like you need a coach to help you
it's less
act, like someone in a
yeah,
real
like it's
way.
less tangible to me. Like I can learn how to barbecue really good from this video, learn some things that I wanted to learn that I couldn't really get from YouTube and stuff like that. And like I can apply it like very easily. But like
Yeah, I can see that
acting, it's
because then
like
you totally.
yeah,
Yeah, because
like
there's probably a
writing
million
books
YouTube
and stuff.
videos about how to like barbecue, but they're probably not like really precise about like, hey, this is how you like maintain the fire. They're probably like, okay, now you maintain the fire. Okay, next you do
No,
this. Like
yeah,
they're
this
probably
is
not
like
going in depth.
everything. Like he's like showing you how to pick the right wood and like how you stoke it, how you stack the wood. Like I would like to try it one day like that. It's just not
Yeah,
feasible, like
it's cool
atomically
though.
possible, like to do regularly. But like that's the thing, like it's like taking a cooking class. You know what I mean? Like it makes
Yeah,
sense. Like acting classes make sense in a way, like if you really want to be an actor, but I feel like that's like a different level for me,
yeah,
in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah, yeah.
Like
No,
anyone,
I
it's more
agree.
practical to take like a cooking class, I feel like, than it is to take an acting class. It's more like very niche, like, oh, I want to be an actor, or I don't know.
Yeah, I've actually taken a couple of cooking classes, and
Yeah, they're
it's kind
fun.
of like hit or miss. There's some of them where you're like, this is pretty like standard stuff here. I guess if you're a beginner, it helps. But like, I learned how to make sushi in my one of my cooking classes, which is like a legit skill that like I'm sure I could have learned it on YouTube, but it was way easier like going and having someone just show you like everything and some like secret tips and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's definitely worth it because it helps you kind of get. I mean, if you like cooking, and I think most of us like food, it's nice because like you make something really good, it's
Yeah,
rewarding, stuff like that. Like there's an end product.
yeah, for sure.
I like that feeling. And I think that's what it was. I was like, I just have so many questions. I was like, I want to learn what he's doing because like I know he's the best. So I was like, all right, it's worth
Yeah,
it. So
yeah,
far,
yeah,
I've learned a lot of good things. I was like, oh, like I should try this. I should try that. But the main thing is that like I don't want to spend all day sitting at a smoker and cooking. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy, like, put something in, forget it for a little while, go do some stuff, like do some laundry or whatever, like get like something
yeah,
accomplished during the day rather than standing there staring at meat cooking. You know,
yeah, 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 for sure, 100%.
when you work
And then
like nine to
just
five like that.
and then I guess like finish off, they just sent you the videos like in an email and like with the PDFs and
You just
everything.
log in. It's just logging into the
Oh, it's just
website.
got its own website.
They're nice
Oh,
videos. It's nice videos and everything. They're really well
oh.
done, to be honest with you.
I was gonna say it'd be
So
funny if they like sent you some kind of like YouTube link. They're like, yeah, it's just a private like YouTube. You're like, what?
yeah, I'd be like, oh
Okay,
my
so they're
god, I
hosting it
hate
on their
it.
own
No, it's
website.
actually a
Okay,
really nice website, and it's got like links and all this stuff. So I haven't like
nice.
played around with the website much. I've just been watching like a little bit each night, like even like cutting the meat, like how he cuts the meat, like how he though he's like, I only use one hand to touch the meat, the other hand never touches the meat, and I was like, it's so stupid simple, but I was like, that's pretty genius. Like he's like using a knife to like get the meat out of the bag, and I'm like, dude, I must wash my hands like a million times, and this dude's just like, yeah, just use your one hand, put like rub on it, like do this. I was like, dude,
Oh
what?
yeah, no, totally. I mean,
Like,
yeah, that's something I've kind of like just learned. Yeah, use one hand to like flip the meat because if you want to spice it on both sides, and we
yeah,
could go into all
grab
that stuff. Like,
something.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
there's something so stupid. I was like, why
Yeah,
didn't I think of that?
yeah, that's cool. I've been watching. I guess after this, we'll get into some PUBG or video game talk. But I've been watching a lot of Gordon Ramsay videos on YouTube, and I watch so much Food Network, so many food shows, so many YouTube clips. I've watched so many people on YouTube, so many chefs. Maddie Matheson has like a great YouTube
Yeah.
videos of like cooking stuff, and Gordon Ramsay isn't the most like. I mean, he's actually pretty entertaining, but I never really watched like his shows and stuff, Hell's Kitchen.
Hmm.
But he's like one of the only chefs where almost every time I watch him cook, I learn like a really little tip. Like he has so many kind of like methodologies like that where he's
Yeah.
like, do this instead of this and like do it this way and this is why you should do it. And I'm like, damn, there's so many little things you could always learn. So I've been learning so much from him. So it's fun.
Yeah.
That's why I love YouTube and checking out all that shit. I usually watch when I'm eating lunch or something before I stream. Check out some Gordon Ramsay.
No, I think that's like that's kind of how I am. Like I like to find someone that knows what they're doing. Like
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
this necessarily has to be super entertaining, but at least you kind of get like you're like, oh, I could do this a little bit differently, and it like does make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, 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 no doubt. All right, so we'll move on from some food stuff and talk about some gaming stuff. So
Food.
I don't know how much you've been playing over the past week. I know you've been popping in to stream a little bit more in the past like couple days. I've been streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch tomorrow. Do you have like do you have any like preferred platform that you like viewing, like when you're watching? Does it matter to you, or you don't really care?
Mm, I don't. I guess I don't really care. I do think Twitch is nice. I think I don't really have a preference though, to be honest with you. I think they're
Yeah.
all nice in their own ways. Like I even like Mixer, to be honest with you. I don't find Mixer to be bad at all.
Okay. I was just wondering. I feel like there's really not a huge difference, and they all you're right. They all kind of have their benefits.
Yeah,
I
they
like
all.
Twitch because it shows you some extra things. Like if someone has like gifted subs, there's like a lot of badges and like things recognizing like if someone's done something in the stream before. You know, when like
Yeah,
YouTube really doesn't, it's just like whether you're a mod or a member on the channel. So
yeah,
that'd be cool. I hope YouTube maybe I forgot. I want to like send them a message and be like, hey, you guys should like consider if you're not like adding stuff like that, like gifting a member or stuff like that. I don't know. It's exciting.
yeah.
I think people like doing that.
I think that Twitch is just way more like in their developed. I guess would be the best way. Like they're in their
Oh yeah, they're
they're just
totally.
way more established. Would be the word.
Yeah, for sure. Right now is they're it's called September. I guess they must have done this last year. I wasn't aware of it. So they partnered with Subway and they're doing a thing where if you want to subscribe to somebody on Twitch, which is like becoming a member on YouTube, it's $5 a month is the basic tier 1 subscription. They're actually doing that for only $3, so I guess it's 50% off. But
Yeah,
it's not fit. They say 50% off, but it's usually $5, so it's not 50. I don't know. But anyways, they said 50% off for $3, and then if you donate to somebody on Twitch, if it's over 10 cheers, which I don't know if that's 10
mm,
bits or if 1,000 bits. I don't know the exact number. 1,000 bits would be like $10. I think that's what it is. Then like the person gets extra money for it, but I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that because I don't understand the whole like cheers and well, I understand bits, but anyways, they're basically just running a promotion for people to subscribe and give subs and stuff like that for a cheaper price. So now if like you're interested in supporting a stream or becoming a member on someone's stream that you guys watch or, you know, any person out there on Twitch, now's a good month to sign up because it's like at a discount. And that's why I've also
mm,
personally decided I'm going to stream a little bit more on Twitch this month, kind of like as a test and also to
yeah.
celebrate
I mean, you had
that.
pretty much the same number of viewers on Twitch as you did on YouTube, did you not?
Yeah, I would say a little less. I mean, the last couple of months, like well, not the last couple of months, like the last month has been a little slow. Like usually we were kind of trending towards like 40 viewers in the chat at all times, and it's kind of come back down to like high 20s and like 30s again. So that it was like in like the mid 20s on Twitch, but it never got like any higher than that. When like sometimes on YouTube it'll pop up to like 40 or 50 for a little while, depending on like if I'm about to get a chicken dinner or something like that. People will hang out, I
Yeah,
guess.
I think it's just a slower time of the year right now.
Yeah, I think it's already coming back a little bit. I think maybe because it's like the end of the summer. Now people are going back to school and like people kind of like work starts back up like for some people a little bit more serious. Some people's jobs get like a little bit more lax in the summer. I know that's not everybody out there, but I don't know. I saw it like it did the stream did really well like in in May and June, and then like in July and August, it definitely not slowed down, but it definitely was doing it like a little bit like less, I guess. But my
Yeah.
channel has been doing well. I've been getting more subscribers, and like I got the most views. I almost hit like 100,000 views in 1 month, which is the most views I've ever gotten in a month. I think maybe at one point I got more, like randomly, like when my ice cream video got a lot of views. But like in the modern era of my YouTube channel, it's like the most I've ever gotten in a month. So it's pretty
Is
solid.
that like, I guess just that's just views on the live videos or just all views together?
No, that's just all. That's just videos on my actual YouTube videos. I don't even know if it counts the live videos because the live videos are unlisted. So
Uh,
I don't. It might count the live videos. I think it does, but it might not even count the live views. It might just
I
count my
guess.
channel because I unlist. They unlist after the stream, and unlisted and private videos don't count towards your YouTube total. So I'm actually not 100% sure about that.
Yeah, but that's all
I don't
still
know.
good though for your like ad revenue kind of thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, just good that like the channel, if like some videos do well, like sometimes they
It's
don't do that
traction.
great, and like some of the videos have been doing decent and hit 4,000 subscribers. And today's actually, I was saying in the chat, today's actually 1 year that I started streaming like every day during the week. I was like, I'm gonna start streaming like with a legit schedule.
Yeah, I
So we
remember that.
called
I
it.
was like, you got to have a schedule. And you,
Yeah, well, when I first started doing like YouTube stuff, well, attempting to do YouTube stuff full time, a lot of it was like I was trying to just make YouTube content because that's what I liked, and then I would occasionally stream every once in a while, but not many people watched. And I didn't think that I thought streaming was impossible to get into really at the time because it is like it looks like such a disaster trying to start a stream because there's like 10 billion people doing it. Like,
yeah,
how do you even get found at all, streaming? So I really had no interest at the time in doing it because, well, I had an interest, but I was like discouraged, I guess, by doing it because of that. Uh,
yeah,
but
but
yeah, but then streaming during the day is huge because most people stream at night and stuff. I was saying that. So streaming during the day and being consistent, it's good. If basically people know, like, if you want to watch the stream, I'm going to be on like most likely sometime in the afternoon. Like usually I'm streaming from 12:30 to at least 5, like every single day.
yeah,
So during the week, that is.
no, it makes a difference because there's like this girl that I watched her stream one time on Mixer when
Mm-hmm.
Ninja first started. I was like, oh, she's pretty good, and then, like every now and then I'll check out like she was like, oh, I usually just I was like, do you stream consistently because her schedule was blank, and I was like, dude, like asked her, and she was like, oh, I usually stream every night except for Saturdays or something. I was like, all right, and I check on every now and then I'll check at night, and she's like not streaming, and I'm like,
Mm,
I'm like, it makes it so hard to come back. You know what I mean? Be
yeah.
like, oh, like, she had
Yeah.
like a
One
good
thing.
chat and stuff like that. Like she talked to people.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but then like if you're not consistent, like I don't know when, like I'm not gonna keep checking, you know?
Yeah, one thing about like not giving up or like being consistent, which is kind of similar, I guess, like just showing up. You know what I mean? Part of like some people say of anything is just like showing up at some point. Is like there was one time, I'm not gonna say it is, but there was a person that I knew that had like they were doing kind of like their own blog or like say YouTube stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and not someone you know in real life, but someone I know in real life.
Yeah.
And I had gone to and obviously doing any of that kind of stuff, starting your own website, blog, WordPress, whatever you do, if you're trying to do something out there in the social media space, it's really difficult to get found unless you're famous. And there's an argument to be made that sometimes it's maybe not worth it unless you do have some kind of following elsewhere, because it's just so hard to get traction, right? Why is someone going to read XYZ blog about food when you could just go to Bobby Flay's website, or whatever it is? It's tough to get those people. But anyways,
Yeah. No,
I had
I agree.
I yeah, I had like never really went to their their page, and they're on Facebook or whatever. And then I eventually was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, let me go check out their page. And then I realized that like the last post was from like 3 months ago, and they had stopped. And then I was like, damn, I could have easily been converted into somebody. Like if I saw they posted yesterday and today, and then like I came back tomorrow and they posted again, like, okay, now I'm like following their channel, their page, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But because like I saw last thing was 3 months ago, I literally never went back to their channel again. So
Yeah.
like it really, and it kind of shows you like that's how like a lot of people are with that kind of stuff.
No, yeah. I
Like that
mean,
lady.
I'll check a couple of times when I think about it. Like I should check now if she's streaming or whatever, but if she's
Yeah.
not, then it's like less likely. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
More time
totally.
separates the next time I check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
what
for
it
sure.
is. Like, cause, but dude, you think about some of these guys like Shroud, um, Choco Taco, dude. He streams like 2 times a day. Like he
Yeah.
gets on at noontime and then at night again. You know what I mean? And like to him, he like pays someone to do his content, which makes it a lot easier, so you could just do that. But
Yeah.
To him, like, this is his full-time job. So, I guess, like, if they're gonna get on there and play a game or they're not doing anything, they're like, I might as well stream. You know what I mean? Like,
No, totally. I mean, that's the way to go. I mean, he definitely right. He's paying someone else to do his editing and content. But when you have the following, that's the way to go.
yeah,
But I feel like for me, like it's worth it. What I kind of do, like I need to make YouTube videos and social media posts. Like I spend my mornings doing that because like if I have a good video that gets retweeted, like someone might be like, oh, this guy's got a good Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, and they might follow me like on YouTube. So I really try to do like anything that way to try
no,
to get
yeah.
people to
It's
possibly
definitely
find
no.
a
It's still
stream.
yeah. It definitely has to be that way for sure at the beginning. And
Yeah.
I'm sure he did something similar when he first started streaming, unless he just was like a
Yeah,
pro
I don't know
player or
his like
something.
come up story, but I know he's like obviously a really good player, so he could have like came through the ranks if he had. So a lot of people who are really popular, either like in the gaming world, they're either like famous, they're like pro players,
Yeah.
or like they're really good where they popped up like on the leaderboard. Like if I popped up on maybe like say I became like this season I was the #1 PUBG player on Xbox, then like I could maybe get like an influx of people who are like, wow, this guy's legit. He's the #1
Yeah.
player. So that kind of stuff can help a lot. And I think he was really highly rated at one point on PC, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure.
No,
I mean,
yeah, I
obviously he's a good
believe it.
player, but
He's good. I thought
yeah,
he was a pro, but I don't think he was ever a pro.
yeah, I really don't know that much about him.
No, he's
Have
good
to
to
have to
he's
look
good
that
to
up.
watch. That's about it. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously he's just a streamer, so like, but he's
yeah, no
good.
doubt. And talking about Choco Taco, dude, today is actually in my 1 year anniversary of this stuff, my stream anniversary. Today's actually the 1 year anniversary that PUBG coincidentally went to the full version of the game, the 1.0 mode, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Think
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
man. It's crazy. It's been a year.
Yes. So last year, Sanhok was launched, the third map, and then the first Survivor Pass ever, and then yeah, a year later, man, I made a video about it on my channel. It's actually kind of crazy to think about it because it was on PC
Mm-hmm.
in March of 2017. Then, however many months later, that's 8 months later, I guess in December, it came to Xbox in 2017. You got me to play around February, March. I started playing for the first time
Mm-hmm.
of 2018. And then later that year in September, it went to 1.0 mode. And then later in 2018, the very end of 2018, PS4 launched, and then we're almost, we're in September now, 1 year anniversary of the 1.0, and then at the end of this month, we're gonna have crossplay, which is pretty crazy. So less than 1 year since it launched on PlayStation, they're gonna have crossplay, which is really cool. I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah. No, I
Think
agree.
about that.
I think. I guess probably what happened was, but you were streaming Sandhawk that day, and people probably jumped in.
Well, no, what happened is I decided to time it to that. I was thinking
Mm,
about the weeks leading up to that. I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Like the YouTube thing, like
mm,
making the videos was not gonna work for me. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
the YouTube video is so hit or miss. Like I didn't have a big enough following. I only had probably like I had in between probably 1,000 and 2,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
which is not enough to like do YouTube. So then I started streaming on that day, and I'm like, well, at least I'm home during the day. If someone wants to check out Sanhok during the day, then I'll be there. And that's how I started getting the first couple viewers, and then yeah, that's kind of how it worked out.
Yeah. I remember when Call of Duty came out
And you
in,
took
I
off work, and
guess,
we played like a
yeah.
12-hour stream or 15-hour
Yeah.
stream,
I
whatever it
think that was
was.
early November. And yeah, I remember I took off work. I played. We played all day. And I remember you probably had like at most 15 people on your stream. So
Oh yeah, maybe not even. Yeah, yeah, it
not
was pretty
even. I
low.
remember it was like
Probably
really
like
quiet. I mean, you streamed like 16 hours. You streamed before.
yeah,
So it come a
yeah,
long
yeah.
way. It's kind of funny that you gotta look back and see how far you come. Kind of crazy.
Totally. And like the total amount of people that popped in was like pretty low. And now it's like pretty decent. Like the amount of people that pop in like in a day, like even if it's just 20 or 30 concurrent at one time, like the amount of actual people that come in and say hello is pretty high. So that's nice. And shout out to everybody that does stop in during the day. It's super nice of you guys to do that. It's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people just say hello, like, hey, I'm busy, but like just saying hi.
Yeah.
Kind of
No,
like the
definitely.
stream.
Throw a thumbs up and go on.
Yeah. It's
Just
nice of them.
yeah.
That's pretty dope. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Just crazy to think about all that stuff in gaming. Like, dude, now I play just PUBG so much, and PUBG made a huge comeback with this update, man. I don't know if you've been enjoying it or not, but
I do like the new Erangel a lot. I think it
yeah,
plays a lot better. It's kind of wild, like how effed up it was and how bad it looked before, and now it's like looks way better, plays a lot better. It's just like what I think there's some small bugs with it,
oh yeah,
just like
for
time
sure.
to kill things and like the hit detection's a little bit off, but like overall
Hmm.
way smoother. It's like night and day from what it was.
Something's definitely off because sometimes like I was saying on stream, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, being a baby about it, but like, because it happens to me. Like sometimes I'm shooting at somebody and it looks like they literally have no chance to shoot me, or like it looks like they're shooting at me and I'm not getting hit at all. Like I feel like I just have like a shield around me and I'm just destroying them. It almost reminds me of like when there used to be, I guess, is it in Call of Duty or what game is it when you used to have like host and you knew it if you had host? I forget if it was Halo or Call of Duty. Like you would just
Call
be
of
getting all of the shots, if
Yeah,
you were
Call of
host.
Duty used to be pretty bad, like Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, if you were, you'd like hit back, and if you were the first person to load in, you'd have host, and like all of your snipes would hit that round, and all this stuff, whatever. And it almost feels like that, like, with PUBG, man, because like I was in this game where none of my shots were registering. This guy just looked at me, and then my health went from like 100 to 0, like I got sniped in the head, and he had like an M4. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense. And then again, just to reiterate myself, like that happens with me where I just like completely annihilate somebody, and it seems like they had no chance to even like fight back. And like sometimes when you're like, dude, my shots weren't even close to that guy. I shot like way far out from this guy, like to the left, and I got a kill. I'm like, dude, I wasn't even near that guy when I was shooting at him. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's
I
just
don't know.
regular desync, but
Yeah,
it just
but it
seems
seems like
weird.
it's a little worse. It's a little worse in. I never really had too many issues with like desync and stuff like that because I have a pretty good connection. But yeah, that's pretty good. What else? I mean, the game is fun to play. There's some leaks about like some stuff that might be coming in the future. I mean, obviously, where crossplay is going to be such a big thing for console. We were talking about that last episode, but they're going to keep doing survivor passes and all these updates, and we're going to be 2 weeks behind PC for the foreseeable future now. But there's some kind of leak about a new map coming into the game finally. Like, there's been a lot of rumors about that, but they finally found some code in the game that
Yeah.
they did insert like a new name for a map. So people are
Oh,
speculating. I guess there was some hints at like it could be a remastered Erangel coming into the game, or like them working on that, or potentially like
we
just
already got the
another map.
remastered angle.
I'm sorry, remastered Miramar. My bad. Did I
Oh
say
yeah.
Erangel? Yeah, so it could be like a remastered Miramar. Nobody really knows. And then there was some leak recently in the past couple of days. Shout out to Sith Lord. He added me on Twitter. This guy, Player IGN, they look at all the files for PUBG. Him and this other YouTuber to like see what's in the files. I guess data mine. I guess you want to call it.
Yeah.
And they found something about like an AI zombie mode. So there's zombies on PC, but like the humans play as zombies. There's 100 zombies, I think, and then four PUBG players, humans. So there's like coding and all that stuff for AI zombies, which to me, I think it's random, but I would really love that in PUBG because it would be more casual.
Yeah,
Like
it'd
me,
be
you,
fun to
and two
have
other people.
like some decent game modes. I don't know why war mode is um uh, like a custom game, right? Like you can't just play war mode, right?
No, yeah, yeah. It's only custom, and they used to do those events and like promote it, but now with the event passes, they don't really do those events anymore. So yeah, it's only on customs.
Yeah, I mean it would be nice, I think, if they actually made it like a full blown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there's some talk about it. I guess in PUBG Lite, they did a 4v4 mode, which is I don't even know if you jump out of the plane anymore. It's like straight up kind of like Call of Duty style. And they
Hmm.
actually launched a completely separate map to do this 4v4 in PUBG Lite. And PUBG Lite, for anybody listening, is like PUBG PC, but it's only available in a few Asian countries, and it's almost like playing mobile on the computer.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly PC. And
Hmm.
so to me, it's crazy that it's crazy that there's so many different versions of the game, and every version of the game is not synced up. Like PUBG Mobile is so far
Yeah.
ahead of PUBG. There's night vision. I heard there's helicopters in Asia. There's all this stuff. But then PUBG Mobile is like just getting like the micro Uzi with the red dot, like which we already have. So it's kind of weird how that
I
happens.
think
You know?
Tencent really runs
Oh
the
yeah, they
mobile
do.
one way more than
Yeah,
even like
yeah. I don't know who does PUBG Lite though. That's the question.
I don't know.
Let me
Maybe
Google it.
Tencent. I know Tencent for mobile. Tencent runs like more of the mobile than actually like Bluehole does. So
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, look at this. So what's crazy is this PUBG Lite is free to play as well, and they have a website, it's lite.pubg.com. So it looks like it's pretty much associated with PUBG. But I've said this on like every podcast, I feel like, so I'm not going to talk about it. But I definitely, if PUBG Lite is free, PUBG Mobile is free, you gotta believe that PUBG is going to go free to play eventually on Xbox and PC. But who
yeah,
knows?
I think it's definitely a high probability.
Yeah, but it's crazy. So zombie mode, I think, would be really cool. That would be on obviously probably happen on PC first, and then come down to console if ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that kind of stuff is cool. And a while ago, they announced that they were hiring some teams for like some story mode stuff, so they could maybe like have some kind of story into this, or who really knows. I just think it would be fun to have a casual mode because sometimes you don't want to play super serious, and I feel like we would have a lot of fun trying to survive like on Erangel fighting zombies or a new map, say like a zombie map or something, right? I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
I
it'd be
agree.
cool. I
No,
would
I
play it.
definitely agree. I agree for sure.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty dope. And what else? I mean, I guess that's the kind of news for PUBG. There actually isn't like a major update news. I think they're probably grinding right now, trying to get ready for whatever next update they have planned that they haven't talked about. And the crossplay, I'm sure there's a lot of connectivity stuff they got to work on behind the scenes and like UI stuff for console, which is kind of crazy. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm
But
pretty sure. I mean, I don't know how complicated that is, but we're what about little less than 2 months away from that, so that'll be interesting.
even sooner, man. At the end of this month, we're going to be able to test it
That
out.
was October.
Well, it's coming to the PTS. They said late September, so who knows what that means? It's kind of ambiguous. So it could be
Yeah,
2 weeks, could be 3 weeks.
true.
But they said they're testing it out in the PTS, and then like 2 weeks later, 1 week later, it's going to go live. So I think they said early October it will go live. Crossplay will go to live servers.
No, true. That makes sense.
So it's pretty soon.
Yeah, it's very soon. Does PS4 have a test server? I guess they will for the testing of this, right? That makes
No,
sense.
they have a test server. The only thing they don't have is custom games. They have their own test server, and the game is identical build. And I think they said in October that PlayStation will be getting custom games once it goes live, so that we can play custom games together,
That
which
makes
is pretty
sense.
dope.
Which is
Yeah,
nice. They've been waiting a long time for that.
yeah, and
Kind of
that should
sad.
help custom games too, which would help like War Mode because me and you had a lot of fun playing War Mode on PC,
Yeah, I
but
would
like
like
you
to
can't
do that
really.
again.
Yeah, there's not too many people that are doing it on console. There's like some people that are, but there's not like a ton
No,
of people.
the problem is that custom games are just not as well supported on console as they are on PC, which would be nice if they did actually turn that up a little bit, like, get the customs, a little bit more of the UI features that they have on PC to over to console. That'd be kind of cool. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh no, for sure, man. I mean, they brought in. I looked, and I think I'm not 100% sure, but I know Erangel Classic is available now on console. I don't know if Candy is available on console. It might be now, but none of the UI changes have been added. And I just checked recently, but I'm
For
kind of
custom
blanking.
games, so you could play custom Aaron Go Classic. That's
Yeah, but
interesting.
actually, I don't even think the new Erangel is available in the custom games actually right now.
That's too funny. I wonder
I
how
haven't
they
heard anybody
figured.
talking about custom games. I think when there's a lot of survivor passes, because that's been pretty constant, like people aren't really interested in playing the custom games as much because they want to earn their points in the pass and all that.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I don't
For the
know.
average player, you know what I mean? Like if you have an hour to play, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean I would like to have the custom games more updated though.
No, they need to. I mean, that would make people play more for sure if they could
Definitely.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if it
I
definitely had
agree.
more support, it would definitely do a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, we could do so much more fun stuff like the demo derbies or like even people on PC when they were doing the really fun, like they would turn up gas cans and do crazy shit like they were making cars like fly across the map. Like you could just do something stupid if you really wanted to just have some fun. Or like you
Yeah.
can make it on pistols only. The options are pretty much endless if you do it like that.
Yeah, I always
If you add
forget
in
that they
those.
have so much more. Like I always know it's more, but like it's way more.
Yeah, and I was trying to tell people on the stream, I thought it was pretty cool that in that one game mode we were playing, you could pick what kit you would drop with a kit in war mode. You remember that? Like you could,
Oh yeah, yeah.
when we were dropping down in the plane or when you were in the plane, you could pick if you wanted like an assault pack, which was like the M4 with a pistol. You could pick a sniper with a pistol, which was like sniper. Then there was like a medic one, and then there was like a large machine gun one or whatever there was, making it up, or maybe a submachine gun one. But there was like the 4 or 5 different things. And then there was one where it was all assault rifles that we were in or I was in. And each kit had a different thing. So it was like a SCAR with a holographic, AK with like a 2 times,
Yeah.
a QBZ with like a 3 times, whatever. It was like 5. All the ARs were different classes, but they had different scopes and attachments on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And you could like pick which one you wanted to load out into. I thought that was kind of cool.
No, it's definitely cool. They definitely
Yeah, not
have,
too bad.
yeah. I would like to play a little more PC again. Just like playing the war mode was fun, and I think it was a good way to
Yeah.
get like playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
With
yeah, for
keyboard and
sure.
mouse.
You know what I thought about? This is kind of off topic, but I almost thought about. I don't know if I'm gonna get Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
That's coming out. It's coming out in like 10 days.
I know. I always forget it's coming out in 10 days.
Yeah, I just feel like I know you're super busy like work. I mean, and like as we get older, it's tough. I mean, for me, different because I'm playing all day. But like I know myself and like I stream PUBG. Like I bought Red Dead Redemption. I ended up like never really playing it. You know what I mean? And I love the Borderlands series, but I just don't want to play myself and like think that I'm going to play a lot of it if I'm not going to.
Yeah, I know
But
what you're saying.
I was thinking, I doubt I'll do it, but this could be a good game to get like on PC and then play by myself or something and learn how to use mouse and keyboard. But then I would miss the experience. Like that game is mostly a co-op game. I feel like for the most part, it's more
Yeah,
fun
no,
playing
if you're not
co-op.
playing with a group of people, it's definitely not as fun.
Yeah. So I
It's
guess I
just
won't
that
do that. But
it's
a
just
game
that
like
kind of
that
game.
would be good to learn. You know, like they say you need to learn with a solo game because then you can kind of fight the bots on like easy and then normal and then turn it to
Yeah.
hard, I guess, and then like get better
Yeah,
as you
it's really
go.
just like getting the dexterity in your hands to do everything properly.
Yeah, it's the keyboard. Learning the keyboard is the biggest thing. All the
But
buttons and
oh,
stuff.
99%. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So that game's coming out, and then this is actually sorry for like going around topics, but I
No,
just have
it's
some
fine.
random things popping into my head.
Going
So
through the
today,
stuff.
this is so random. I'm going back to PUBG, man. So there's like a pretty big Twitter community for like PUBG and well for anything, right? I'm sure there's like Twitter communities for anything you're interested online. But you know, you're on Twitter. There's like a lot of us that are on there,
Yeah.
and I've met some people I follow now. I'm trying to get way better. I've made a huge effort over the last month to find PUBG streamers and players and meet more people in the community and stuff like that. I think that's something that I didn't really spend enough time doing in the past. I just kind of like tunnel visioning, like I got to stream and whatever. That's one thing that like I think that I didn't really make a good effort doing, but I didn't think I should. I don't know. Like I'm one of those people where like if I saw someone else streaming, I'd be like, damn, I gotta stream. Like let me go stream. That's kind of like my attitude before. Anyways, I realized that like you gotta see who else is doing it, and make friends, and not only do I feel like that, but I also wanted to. You know, it's kind of like a bummer that I don't know that many people. That's why I'm happy that I'm like kind of friends with Boris now and some people.
Yeah.
So there's someone on Twitter that like he seems like pretty popular like in the PUBG community. His name is like Survivor Number One. He does like tweets a lot about like PUBG and stuff,
Hmm.
and he seems like a pretty solid player. I've actually never played with him before, but I follow him. We follow each other on Twitter and like each other's posts and stuff, and we've chatted on like Twitter a few times. And there's a tournament on Friday night, and he was like, "Hey, there's this tournament. There's 2 games. Each game's like $150 prize. Like we need a fourth player for the tournament. Do you want to like join in?" And he's like, sorry for late notice. I think he had someone dropped out of his like team. And I just
Hmm.
said yes. And I was like, damn, I mean, I don't know if I should have done that, but I just said yeah. And now we're going to like practice and play. But it should be pretty interesting because there's a lot of like people who are trying to get into like competitive console PUBG. There's like someone who made a legitimate league. It's like I think it's called the PUBG Console League. And there's a lot of people doing like paid tournaments and stuff on console. And people have been
Really?
saying that I should probably get involved in it. Obviously, I've run my free tournaments and stuff, but I guess I'm gonna get involved with this thing. So I hope I didn't make the wrong decision. I mean, because it's this
I wonder how they're
Friday.
doing it.
Yeah, it's this Friday, and I don't have a ton of time to like practice with this team. I got to stream, and I got like other stuff I have to do and like YouTube stuff. So I don't want to like. I'm gonna have to sacrifice some like YouTube time to practice with them to play because this guy's like interested in building like a legitimate esports team where he could like enter the PUBG console league in,
Hmm.
and that's like becoming a pretty serious thing. And then PUBG also talked about like wanting to expand like more esports stuff to console, so people are kind of like getting ready for that. So this is like a very amateur like thing, you know. He just like kind of started this team up, but he's like very serious about it, and I just hope that I mean I'm just gonna try it out, but I think that playing competitive PUBG is so much different than just streaming. Obviously, like a regular playing public matches, like there's going to be a lot of good players playing in this thing, probably. So we'll see, man. We'll see if my stats can hold up on this. I don't know. I kill a lot of bots, you know.
Yeah. I mean, my stats I don't think are great either. Well, yours are better than mine, but I don't think mine are great. But I think it'd be
Yeah.
fun. I think, I mean, are you going to stream during it, I guess?
Good question. I mean, I'll definitely stream during the games, but I don't know if I'm going to stream while we're like practicing. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I would just make it a bigger delay and just be like, listen, like, this is for money and I got to play seriously because the guys are like, these guys are committed. So you can't really talk to chat or something. I'll talk if I'm dead or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's what I'll do. That'd be weird. I'm always talking to chat. Makes me play better. They help me out too. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like sharing it on the podcast. I figured we'll see how it goes. And shout out to that guy, Survivor number one. And I talked to him today. He was like, "Hey, do you want to talk on an Xbox chat?" So we just chatted for a little bit. And I met the other people that are on the team. And like, "Hey, we're gonna try to play tomorrow, and then Friday before the games." It's at 10 p.m. on Friday night. Though. That's the only thing. So I
It
mean,
must be West Coast.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But the guy that's playing Survivor number one, this guy, he's from the UK. So he's like, "Dude, I'm going to be playing at like 3 o'clock in the morning." I'm like, "Damn, dude, that's pretty serious."
Damn. What about who's hosting it? Like, are they gonna stream that? Like, maybe that'd be cool.
Probably. There's a guy, I think it's called, like his Twitter name is called like the PUBG League. So I guess he's going to
I
be
wonder how he's.
hosting it.
I really wonder how he's doing it, like through custom games, because we know the issues of custom games.
Me too. So what I don't like is, what I like in, I mean, maybe I could reach out to this person, but it's like, there's an entry fee. And I just find it interesting because what's going to happen if like what happens if your Xbox crashes? Do you get refunded? Like, how does that stuff work?
No,
You know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
what
What
I
if,
mean. Like, there's just so many glitchy things with PUBG right now that it's just I don't. If he's using custom matches, like you could just get like kicked out of the game and you're done. You know what I mean?
totally, my Xbox crashes one every like 10 games. So it's like, whatever it
You better
is.
hard restart that Xbox before you play.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I find that stuff to be fascinating to me, and I don't know. I mean, I didn't know, but you know what? I gotta, I want to be
I think it's
spontaneous
worth
and
it
just kind
though.
of go with the flow. So I'm gonna see how it goes.
Yeah, make
But
some friends.
make no mistake. I mean, I
I
know
think
my
it's
my
interesting.
stats my stats have been getting pretty good. Like I was thinking about it. I actually had a pretty insane win rate last season. Someone was saying there's these like cheaters who had a 20% win rate in the stream, and I
Yeah.
had a 15% win rate last season,
Oh, you're a
which is
cheater.
pretty crazy because 20 is obviously 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
So I was a little under 1 out of 5. But if you really think about it, if you're almost at 1 out of 5 wins, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, you're one out
I
of
don't even know how
six or
I
something
don't even
like
know
that.
how yeah, like 1 out of 6 wins. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how I ended with this. I mean, think about all the stupid shit we do on stream.
Oh my
How did I
god.
end with one
Think
out of
about all the
six
stupid shit
wins?
we don't do on stream.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of wild, but
Definitely
I'm
wild.
playing against. But when you play against good players, man, that's when shit breaks down because a lot of times you're playing against people who it could be their first time playing, but like really aggressive players, when you run into them, you know the difference. You like get shreked by like these kids who are probably like so serious into the game, been playing together for a long time, and they're playing like super tactical, no talk outside of like strategy.
Yeah.
So like
But sometimes it's fun in itself, like the stress and drama and all that stuff.
yeah, yeah, I like it as long as we have good team communication. Steve always says this. N2P. He used to always say this when we play Call of Duty. Like, if you're playing a game or anything in life, if you make a call, if someone's like the leader or a shot caller, or you make a call, it's better to just, even if it's the wrong call, if everybody follows it, it has a better chance of working. If nobody follows it, like if you're like, hey, let's all get in the car and like rush this compound. If like two people get in the car and like it's guaranteed it's not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
work at
that's always
all.
the issue when you play, and I think that's like even when you just play with your friends, like you get to this point, like if I play with I've been playing with Day Day and EvilCan a lot, and
Yeah,
now we all kind of are on the same wavelength. That like if I get in the car, I know like what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I don't have these like variables of unknown, and I think that's like the hard thing with like
yeah,
someone I don't get to play with a lot. You know, if I get in the car with them, I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, but I know like if
yeah,
I get in the car with Evil, he's like, "Yo, we're gonna go here." Or we're crashing his house, like, or we're just thinking the same thing. Like, he's like, "Let's go after them." Like, I know he's gonna make what move he's gonna make that I can be ready to jump out of the car at the appropriate time. Like, all that stuff just kind of flows a little bit more smoothly
yeah.
than when you
And that could be like the make or break thing between like winning and losing a game or like getting squad wiped in the middle of nowhere because someone like wasn't, I don't know, like ready. Um,
yeah, it's always harder when you play with someone you don't, that's new, or you're just different play styles and stuff like that. And that's how they form like these really good teams. It's just hard
yeah,
because if you have one person that's doing this and you don't know what they're doing, or they're just running off, and you're like, well, we could be spread out, but we need to know like that, the person up in front is looking in front and scanning and telling us if doors are open, stuff like that, like vehicles. the other
Totally.
person to the left is doing that, you know.
Yeah, and you need like the biggest thing to me is like you need people who are like checking stuff like behind you. One person, you know what I mean? Like what was that? Was it with me and you when we were all looking one way and we got killed from behind? I'm like, dude, that's so annoying. Like there was one famous incident of that happening when all of us were looking one direction. And it was
Yeah.
pretty recently, and I mean that happens to everybody, but like just little stuff like that, like moving together, knowing like even today we were like. I was telling the team, shout out to Mike Mogg and Jibby, and who was the last person we were with? Mike Mogg, Jibby,
John.
and
John B.
he might have left at that point. It could have been someone else. And we had great games. It was fun playing with them. Shout out to them. But like I was telling them for like an hour, my dude, Sanok, the bridge is going, the circle's going the other way. We're gonna get screwed. We're gonna get screwed. We got to go this way, and we got to go bridge. Like I was saying it like so far ahead of time. And then like everyone's like, no, we got these guys. Like there was guys in front of us that they were like focused on shooting. And then we got to the water, and they're like, yeah, we're screwed now. I'm like, I know, I know. We were just like calling it an hour ago, like that we had to go because the circle flipped to the other side of the river in Sanok, and we were on the one little sliver that was in the circle on our side of the island. So everyone died. And then we all got in the water and everyone was just getting picked off. And I luckily somehow made it across the river. And I ended up winning, but only because the team forgot about me. And I let the two other teams fight it out, and then I killed them at the end. But, not saying that I'm like better than anybody else calling that. It's just, I saw that like way ahead of time, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I know. It just happens, and definitely like, you know, I don't
But it
think
happens to
you
me all
put
the
that
time.
very
I forget
often.
like, yeah. My
So
bad,
you're
I didn't
just
mean
like,
to
there are
interrupt.
people like doing things, and you're like, you're like, no, no, no.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to me all the time. Like you tunnel vision, and then like, how many times do I die by the blue recently? Like on Aaron Girl, because I was tunnel visioning, like trying to do something else, and then the blue
Find
kills me.
something, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna find a scope.
Totally. Yeah, so I'm not saying I'm like perfect or anything by any means, because I make a
No, we
lot
all
of
do.
mistakes. But you gotta sometimes you gotta listen to that person who's like saying like, we got to do this, or like watch your back. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, like
And
let's go. Like, circle's coming. Like, let's get in the car and go. Just get in the
yeah, we
car.
all have those one people that are the last people to get in the car every time. Damn
Yeah.
you fools! They're like the last people. They're like, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go, and they're like 5 hours away.
Wendell, Evil Can.
Like you bastards.
We call.
Tom's like that. Like
I'm gonna
usually
use this
last break.
platform right now to say Evil Can is Wendell Jr.
Wow,
Yeah,
is he? I
I
don't
did
know.
it. I don't know. I just like
Uh,
calling him that, and he got him really twisted the other day.
oh, that's funny.
He was like,
But
"What?" Now
me and Evil
don't
played
twist
the
what
other
he
night,
just.
and we lost connection, and we were like playing so well together without communication. So I was like,
Oh
oh,
no,
we're
he
pretty
plays
good,
really.
pretty
He's
good.
really good.
Yeah, well,
He's
because we
got
were
a
sticking
great.
together. Yeah,
Yeah, he's not. He's not someone that wanders off. He just. I just like the McPhone. They loots like slower, like you. I think. I feel
totally.
like.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell definitely. Playing with certain people that loot really slow, that's what causes like a lot of problems, because if everyone's looting semi fast and then they're moving on to the next town, and there's always that one person who's in, like, they're still at the town that you left, and then a squad rolls up and they're like, oh, you guys left, oh, there's a squad here, and then they get taken
Yeah.
out, and you're like, dude, we left there like 10 minutes ago.
No. Yeah, I
uh,
know. You're not paying attention. Everyone's like running already. You're like, oh wait.
yeah, that happens a lot, so that's kind of funny.
No, I agree. I think it's yeah, it's the same thing. You gotta play with people that are like actually kind of communicating more. So it's always helpful when you're like, all right, we're rolling out, but
Yeah,
there's always one
like I
person
always
that's a
say,
laggard.
it's always helpful to say what you're doing in anything in life. Like communication is just so much helpful, and that's really with anything. So, but like it's so hard to remember to like say stupid stuff. Like even say like I'm throwing smoke, because there's so many times when like you hear that grenade go off and you're like frag, 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 and then someone's like, oh no, it's me, I threw a smoke, and you're like, oh, okay. But like, like if you're downed or something, like you think of frags coming in, but
Oh
like all
yeah.
that person had to say was like, oh, I'm throwing a smoke, and then like it clears the like 5 seconds of confusion that like you're gonna die, everyone's gonna die.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
We did yeah, you just hear like a click, 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 and you're like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I just think, and
You-
PUBG is like very tactical, so you have to kind of be very vocal. Not vocal, but more
yeah, you don't.
what's the word? Communicative. So that's
Yeah,
the
you
word.
don't have to be, but if you want to be really good at the game or you want to win more, the communication is like so huge in that game. It's wild.
Because it's a slower paced game, so like communicating well actually has like a great deal of effect on the outcomes. Like I feel like
Yeah.
Apex Legends, like the game moves so fast that you kind of just have to like be on the same brain
Like wavelength.
wavelength.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you know what I mean, as opposed to like PUBG, where like your good communication can get you out of some seriously shitty situations. You know.
Totally, because it's just like fast twitch. Like someone's bouncing around the wall. Like in Apex, everyone's like bouncing around there, just killed you. But like in PUBG, if some guy's like destroying you and you get behind a tree and you're like, hey, dude, can you go flank right so then like we can kill this guy? Then like you can get into position, like try get a triangle on this guy or whatever, and then like take him out from a different angle. When in like in Apex, like they would have already like bounced around the map and like done an ability and like killed you and then moved on to your team, you know. But in PUBG, like you can really get yourself out of a situation not being not a good player. And even for me, like I'm not that great at aiming and stuff like that. So I get myself out of that by totally positioning and communicating with people.
Yeah,
Because I stink at that.
I think what was it the other night? Like we were all last night actually we were all driving in cars and I was like the third or the last one driving and you know there was like a guy like shooting at them in front of me and he was like not paying attention. I came up and like ran him over and
That's
knocked him.
hilarious.
This is actually after the different one from the Bang Bus video. And I like pulled out, jumped out of the car and like thirsted him because I was a jerk. But like all the other guys were like pulling up on the hill and shooting down and I just got back in my car and drove away. But like it's always stuff like that. You know, when you have a team that's like, oh yeah, like I didn't even have to say I'm stopping. They were like, oh, you're definitely gonna stop for that one because I was like, I hit him, I knocked him.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot, and like you always say, it just it becomes more of a thing in a game. Like if you're playing a 5 minute game, then like nobody really cares. It's over, and then like no harm, no foul if you like didn't communicate and you died. But when you're playing a game that's a half hour long, potentially, you know, plus,
yeah, restart and go start again.
yeah, like, but to play a game that's so
Oh
long,
yeah, the
like
30-minute
to
one,
just
no.
to just like lose at the end because you didn't communicate or something like that, it can change the game for you. So it's just such a big thing.
Yeah, it makes
It
it
helps
it
with
gets very
frustration.
it's a very easily frustrating game when you have
Yeah.
that. Like you're like, oh my god, if you just did, you know, this or something, like or you listen to us a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't do what you wanted to do, just do your own thing because you wanted to get one guy. It's always going to be that battle. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure, man. So we were talking about today is in like call outs are kind of a big part of that. And I don't even know all the call outs. And someone somewhere in P30 today was recommending like, hey, you should do a video about like all the call outs. It's such a great idea. I'm going to work on it
Like
soon.
using the quick marking system or just actually like what you say.
No, like what you say, like we call it like a lot of times, like for example, like the three buildings, like any building's like 3 stories, like right in front of you, you'd call it like, oh, they're at the three stacked building, you know,
Yeah.
or and so a lot of like beginner players might not know that, and some like quick things like that are just so helpful. And like I didn't know, Squeaks U of A was saying like, oh, you should do Grandma's building. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what Grandma's building is, and I guess that's the building, the small buildings that have that like attic you can walk up to, and there's never any loot up there. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like on
No,
Erangel, those small little houses.
the
You
little
know what I'm
like the
saying?
little shit shacks.
No, so the shit shacks are the shed, right? That's what everyone calls the shit
Yeah,
shack.
yeah.
But there's these small little houses, like very small house. Um, I'm trying to think of like one that I could show you. There's one at the very bottom of Pachinki. There's like a little guard tower, and then next to it is a small little house where it's got like two
Oh
rooms, a
yeah,
bathroom, and then you go up to the attic. You can take the stairs to the second floor, and you can't jump out of the second floor.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it looks like you're in an
The
attic.
triangle roof. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good name
exactly.
for it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard another name for it, but it's like a really tiny house, and I feel like that's a pretty good idea. And then there's like the God buildings, which on Miramar, like the cement buildings, and they call it the God building because it has a lot of loot in it. And then like the Wizard Tower, or everyone's called it the Wizard Tower now, but I always call it the pillbox on Erangel, the pillboxes.
Yeah, I called them pillboxes. I didn't know that was the thing. Wizard Tower.
Yeah, everyone's calling them Wizard Towers now. So just like little stuff like that is so helpful, and being descriptive, like oh the building in the middle with the green top, you know, like that kind of shit is so helpful. It's just easy to call people out and then
Yeah,
figure
it's
out
not
what's
a bad
going
idea.
on.
I feel like everyone calls it the God House too. It's kind of funny, like how these come about. You
Yeah,
know what I
totally.
mean?
And it's funny. Yeah, it's funny because I used to always like not care. Like when I played Call of Duty, I'm like, I don't care what the call out is, dude. I'm just gonna go. Like it was so fast
Yeah, but that's
paced.
so
Like
different. Like this is like you kind of need to know like where you're going because you're going long distance too. There's so many buildings and stuff.
yeah, I think it's the one life thing. When you have one life, it really makes you want to be more strategic because you have to be, because then you just get killed and the game's over. It's honestly crazy if you think about it that we're like we would be pretty hesitant to play. Like me and you definitely played a lot of Search and Destroy back in the day, but eventually we'd be like, okay, like we're tired of playing this mode. But like we've been playing PUBG for this long, and like you always have just have one life. It's kind of crazy
Yeah.
that like it's so fun and there's so much action and you kind of stay alive. I guess because the level 3 armor keeps you alive and stuff, but they did a great job doing that because you don't die immediately all the time unless you get headshot. You can get picked up. So it does. The battle royale genre is crazy how they thought of that. It's pretty smart.
Yeah, no, I think it does. Like, it's a completely different, more stressful game.
Yeah, for sure. But we still get a lot of
A
action
lot
and
of
a lot of
enjoyment,
funny moments.
a lot
Yeah,
of enjoyment, and a lot of frustrations, but balance.
yeah, for sure. So I guess that pretty much like covers it, man. I mean, do you have anything else? We got, like I said, like Borderlands coming out, just a lot of PUBG stuff. AnEvilCan Remastered right now. The pass. I know you said you're not buying the pass. I've been working on that. The stream. Um, what else? I
No,
mean, I feel
not
like
much really.
yeah, I feel like that's pretty much like it in the gaming world. I made a video on my channel today, like 1 year, talking about like where PUBG was at last year and like where it is now. And it's kind of crazy. I'll let people watch the video, but like just some of the things that weren't in the game last year, like including like there was no dynamic weather. I don't. At one point when we first started playing PUBG, you couldn't even spectate a player after they killed you. And there were so many features that like weren't in the game. And then to look at the game now and like see all the features that are in the game and how much better the game runs now.
Oh, it's night and day. It's night and
It's
day.
absolutely
We
crazy,
used to
man.
just spend most of this podcast just shitting on it, and now we're kind of like, we need to find topics.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
just so
totally.
easy to just shit on PUBG the entire time, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, they really turned it around. It's kind of crazy. You know, we were very worried for a while that they weren't going to be able to do it.
Yeah,
And
people were like, yeah, I was worried. I'm like, damn, I wonder if like I've been pretty optimistic about it, but like there was times I'm like, PUBG really like shits the bed here. Like this game could like die out, but they flipped it around like 10 times over, and they're sending it in the other direction, like
yeah,
full send,
yeah,
which
they're
is
going for
great.
it. They got to stay in business somehow, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, man. And oh, so in my video, I included some footage. Only a little bit of it, man. But I think it was. Oh, you actually might not have been in this game. I used your footage and then I took it out. There was footage
Oh,
of me, you, yeah, because it wasn't from my Elgato. So I originally had it in as the background footage, but then I wanted like higher quality video. It was me, you, and Chris, our buddy Fettuccini, who we won. I think it was a 3-man squad game, and it was so early into PUBG that me and you and him were playing. We won by Stauber, and we were like so sweaty. Like at the end, we were panicking because we just wanted to win so bad, and we had like such an advantage. Like we were all in the circle. The enemy team was like stuck, like in the blue, and like our comms were so loud. Like it was so funny listening to us talk. Like we're like, okay, we got this, we got this, we got it. It was embarrassing. It was very funny to listen to.
yeah. Dude, Chris hasn't played in a while, so that's old.
Yeah, it's very old. I mean, I still do that to this day. Like if you're in like a 3v2, I'm like, all right, let's chill. We got
Oh
this.
yeah,
Let's
dude.
play
There's
for the
just some
win.
games that are just way more stressful, or like you just haven't won in a while, and you just need to kill that cold streak kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. To get way more, you get way more into it then.
Dude, there's that
Like you
one
should.
game I literally like I was the last one on our team alive, and I ran like across a field like with the blue like on my ass, jumped in the water, swam over, and like it was like a 3v1 or 4v1 situation, and I clutched it, and I was like, that was the most stressful, you know, because I
Yeah,
was like, there's no way I'm gonna win this, but I was like surviving, and I was like, oh shit, like I gotta like I gotta actually do this, like I gotta fight, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah. I was talking about that. Like, in when you look back at it, like because I have a lot of the footage, like you can't be in the moment again. Like it's not as exhilarating. But when you're playing, you're like your heart rate is definitely a little up. You're like you already went through so much shit. Everything's been a shit show. You're like kind of flustered, and then like
Yeah.
so it all adds to this like scene. And then
Hmm.
you're like, oh man, like I might actually win. And you're like, am I gonna die? Am I not gonna die? It's like when you're playing it live, it's very suspenseful, and it's hard to recreate that like when you see it in a video. But live, it's very suspenseful. And again, it's all because of the time factor. If it was a 5-minute game, you wouldn't care because you're like, oh, I'll be back in the situation in
Yeah.
like two
Once you
minutes.
dedicated like a 20 minutes to it, you're like, I'm
Yeah,
in, you
or
know,
like
I'm all
30, yeah,
in.
30 minutes. You're like, damn, dude, I'm down the top 5. I've been alive for 30 plus minutes. Like I could win this game, and it's gonna be like such a memorable moment that yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of wild. I had one of those games with 40, and I'm going to be adding it on Xbox. It was just one of those games, same thing, and it was just against all odds, and it was ridiculous. and so much fun.
Yeah.
That's like the best part about PUBG, you know.
No, yeah, it is. That's what makes it a great game.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess all right, well, we can end on that. I mean, a good PUBG note and having fun
Yeah,
playing the game.
definitely. Good 1 year anniversary. Got the streaming, got the podcast in.
Yeah, great 1 year anniversary. Happy anniversary to PUBG on Xbox, and a lot more fun games to come and crossplay and all that stuff, man.
Oh
For
yeah.
sure.
Well, thank you everyone for the 1 year anniversary in the Final Circle, but not the Final Circle podcast.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you for
Not to be
making
confused with the podcast.
it. Not to be confused with the famous PUBG podcast. All right, people.
Later, everyone.